Any questions or comments from council, or questions, I should say, not comments, questions to Ms. Cole? Go ahead, Greg.
Through you, your worship, to Grit. Can you explain, so did you say the Ontario Trails and the Northumberland? I know the Northumberland Tourism, if you go on their website and you bring up the map, it doesn't show both of those locations as having motorized use on it.
That is correct. Is it on? Oh, I can speak louder than that. That's correct, because Hogan Road is not an unopened road allowance, so why would anyone have been advertising it as a walking trail? I think people in the area were just walking through it.
And the Ontario Trail, so I've not gone on there and seen anything. Where would I see that? Do you just go to Google? Yeah.
Yeah, the Ontario Trails Naturally, yeah, that's just their website, just Google it. And there is also an Ontario Federation of ATV clubs. And they receive their information regarding trails from the ATV clubs. They have both Russ and Hogan listed. They also have the ATV bylaw listed, but they do not have the prohibition of all-terrain vehicles listed. So, you know, that's a bit questionable.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mary Catherine?
I know that Russ Creek Road is part of the Oak Ridges Trail, and it is on the map if you go into Castleton there where it shows the end of the route. And that is a provincial trail that is managed locally by the county. So my question to you is, have you been in contact with, not you, sorry, who was presenting?
Yes, the
have
Greens.
they talked, the Greens, have they spoken to the county about this issue?
They did, and they contacted the person responsible for ATV trails in the county forest. And because there's ongoing negotiations between the township and the county, they are they didn't want to pass any comments regarding the Russ Creek. Now, the interesting thing, the little arch of Russ Creek is one extension, but it does continue down below in a loop and around. If that's used for ATVs, I don't know, and it may have been in the past.
Mary Catherine?
Sorry, to clarify, I want to know if, because I'm sure there is an agreement between the province and the county, if it's on maps and it's a provincial trail locally managed by the county, there must be an agreement somewhere on that, not related to ATV use, but to the status of the Oak Ridges Trail.
That is a question that would have to be looked at between staff and the county, because it is a unopened road allowance in the township of Alma-Calderman. So whether the county does anything, there's no maintenance to the trail that's done anywhere. So I don't know whether they maintain it or if they actually have ownership over it, or whether it's just been promoted as a walking trail all along.
Go ahead.
Through you, Mayor Logo. Britt, could you give me the bylaw number that you have and the date for the ATVs?
The ATVs, okay, the actual,
the date and the number on there.
50-2009, 50-2009.
Okay.
And the other one is 133-2020.
And what is the other one?
133-2020. Let me double check.
133, 2020.
Yeah, so I might not have my
Well,
numbers right.
I do get lost, Mayor Logo, when I go hunting up bylaws, so this might be.
The easiest way to find them on the website is to.
Are they the correct numbers?
I'm gonna just check that. I'm getting them right here. 50-29-2009, 133-2020.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
So it's easy from the website. You just go on the homepage and then you
Okay.
click.
Yep.
Thank
Okay.
you. I
Thank
want to
you.
cut you off, but I want to make sure everybody has all their chances to ask questions. Go ahead, Greg.
So I guess I after listening to all of this and going to the site there, and I'm thinking back a few weeks ago where we had the same sort of incident with Drope Road. And I'm thinking that the last council and even this council at the start thought that Drope Road was an unopened road allowance and it was the town's. I would like to know if the town can look into Russ Creek and Hogan Road and somebody come back to us and tell us that the town actually owns
You're
this.
asking a question to the.
Well, I'm going to make a motion in a second, I guess, but I'm just saying that,
This is her time.
yeah.
I've only got
You have to
5 minutes
save
to
your
answer
question
questions,
to
so.
Okay, I'll save my question. Thank you.
Any further
Good.
questions? My only question is, are you aware of anybody that uses that road for business?
Well, other than the farmer that uses his access, but well, the farmer that rents from the owner of the property. The Greens described it as, they said we've never had any problem with that, and it's infrequent because it's, you know, seasonal, it's farming, when they need to access the field. And
Green and W. Green, residents regarding the use of Hogan Road and Rust Creek Road be received for information. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Booth, seconded by Councillor O'Neill. Any discussion? Go ahead, Councillor Booth.
So I guess this is where I talk about what I was talking about before. I would like to receive this information, but then I'd like to add on to that, that I'd like staff to please the department, and I'm sure they have GPS maps and whatever it is, to just make sure to confirm that Rust Creek and Hogan Road are actually ours. Because I'm a little concerned when I walked along Rust Creek. To me, it looks like a goat path. I don't know how anybody could even go for a walk there. And I see no trespassing signs or no hunting signs on both sides. So I just want to know, is it ours to even make a decision? Because if it turns out like Drope Road that it's privately owned, then it shouldn't even be
That's a
coming to the
non-issue.
council.
That's a good point.
So do I need to make a motion for that, to add on to that, to receive his information and ask staff to please investigate Rust Creek Road and Hogan Road to make sure that we actually own them?
Go ahead.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, you can make a motion to amend to include that, or if you want, you can just deal with the motion to receive the delegation and then make a secondary motion that's a standalone. So I'll leave
Okay,
that to
so I'll
your
leave it as,
consideration.
I'll leave it to just right now receive his information, and then I'll ask for that right after.
Anybody else have any further comments? All in favor of the motion as written? Motion's carried. Go ahead, Greg.
Now I'd like to make that motion, please, if we could ask staff to please investigate. And I'm guessing, Dave, that's up to you. It's probably the planning department or whoever looked into it from staff about the Drope Road thing, to find out whether or not Hogan Road and the
Yeah.
Rust Creek Road, or Rust Creek, whatever you call it, is actually the town's.
Can I get a seconder for that?
I will second, but I also have some information I'd like from staff, so I
Sure. Add it if it sounds good. I missed something there.
the information I'd like is to know what the agreement is regarding the Oak Ridges Trail, and whether that's provincial, county, or Alnwick Haldeman. And also I'd like to see and know what's the status of the current agreement with the Northumberland ATV Club. I know we've seen the Snowmobile Club, but we haven't seen the NATV agreement.
So I would add all that to it.
That's a friendly amendment. Are you okay with? the
Yes.
amendment?
Sorry, through you, Mr. Mayor, let's get a formal amendment to do this one.
Can you remember all that? Oh, I got way too many speakers on.
Mike, take your microphone on the other side.
I've got mine off.
I know, but take it to the other side.
So, sorry, Councillor O'Neill, can you just repeat that for me, please?
The status of the Oak Ridges Trail management, since it's a provincial trail managed locally by the county, and what is our involvement here in Alnwick Haldeman. And then to review the agreement with the Northumberland ATV and its status be brought back to council, please.
Hmm.
Yes. Can I get a seconder for that? Or can no, you started it. It's okay, a second now, okay. So it was moved by Mary Catherine, seconded by Councillor Booth. Anybody have any discussion on this?
Nope.
All in favor? Motion's carried. You want to make a point? Yeah.
Just for the record on that, Mayor, both Hogan Road and the Oak Ridges Trail are shown on our GIS map system as township property and township roads. However, we will further investigate into the actual ownership. That will require us to contact our legal department if we do not have the records.
We're gonna have the clerk read it, motion to us.
Berlin ATV Club be brought forward, council as well,
And that was moved by Councillor Booth.
and seconded by Councillor O'Neill.
You have a question or comment?
Just a comment, thank you, Mr. CEO, for mentioning that, and I'm hoping we're not just looking at the GPS, Dave. I'm hoping that we're looking at what the Drope Road people looked at, which I believe there's an online service that you can, planning department would know more about it, where they can dig into it and actually see, because the Drope Road thing, when they looked at it, it was ours. And then all of a sudden, when it got into legal hands, it's like, it's not yours. So not just a GPS look at whatever we have. I'm hoping that they'll delve into it and find out exactly how they found out with Drope Road.
Go ahead.
To you, Mayor, Councillor Booth, that's what I identified.
Thank you.
All in favor?